Space Marine, 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 Space Marine. For somebody that don't enjoy painting Space Marine, I have quite a lot of fucking Space Marine here. Hello my friends, and welcome to part 2 of my 1000 subscriber special. I hope you enjoyed part 1, in which I showed you most of the 40k stuff that I have. Now we are going to watch Age of Sigmar, fantasy, and random miniatures that I just have accumulated here in my house. So, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the first one, and I hope that you will enjoy the second part, which is the final one. So, thank you very much, and enjoy part 2. Alright, I changed camera angle a little bit because the battery of the camera was completely dry, so I have to change some stuff a little bit, but anyway, we're still here. As I said, the bonus, which are squats, Iron Head Squat Prospectors for Necromunda, which, surprise of the surprise, I'm never going to use for Necromunda, or at least, yes, I actually could use them, but I want to paint them because I want, since the new squats are about to be released, the League of Votan, but I'm still going to call them squats no matter what, I'm going to use them as one of my troops because they are freaking cool. They are, just look at them, they are a little garbage bin with giant weapons. They are freaking cool. I freaking love squats. Now let's go to the Warhammer Fantasy side. Man, we are right in the middle. Now there is the other part, the Warhammer Fantasy, this stuff here. Now, this is not technically Warhammer Fantasy / this is also Age of Sigmar. I have the Rippus Narfangs miniature set for from Warhammer Underworld's Beastgrave. I have the box here. I really wanted to paint them. Also, not because I wanted to play Underworlds, but because I wanted a orc and goblins / how are they called? The new goblins, I don't remember. Oh, Gloomspite Gits, that's the name, Gloomspite Gits. I also have Grom the Pouch of the Misty Mountain, which is one of the greatest models that Games Workshop have ever done, which is this giant fat goblin on a war chariot. This is my favorite model from the old times. Also, the lore is completely crazy. It's crazy. Basically, Grom was a goblin that decided to eat troll flesh, and trolls have this little problem, they regenerate, and so he suffered a lot of stomachache, and after like days of struggling with the stomach pain, he managed to survive and became bigger and bigger to the point of basically became almost as big as an orc. He became a goblin warlord, which is amazing. And then this is a huge box of orcs and goblins. Now, what you are witnessing here is a future video that I also want to do. There are a lot of orcs and goblins here. This that you're seeing here were my very first miniatures when I started with the hobby. Many years ago. We are talking about like 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, and the way that I painted these orcs, well, of course, I was a little kid, so it's not very good, for example. Well, this is actually not bad, but you see that I wasn't really good at painting back in the day when I was a little kid. I wasn't very good. No, I wasn't. You see here, I just slapped some very thick paint onto an unprimed miniature, and there are still a lot of them here, painted and not painted. There are also some little snotlings here and there. There is a chariot. Oh, here we go. You see, this had the number 4. I think it's, no, it's 7. This is the number 7. Because I wanted to write a little number under every miniature that I painted. This is the 7th miniatures that I have ever painted in my life. This little tiny orcs, and red and blue were 2 colors that I really liked back in the day, and they were their iconography colors. So I painted the shield. This is going to be a video that I want to do in the future, in which I repaint and revive my old orcs and goblin army. Again, this is another project that I wanted to do, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And also, I have to do this because these poor miniatures were in this box for years. They deserve to be painted in a better way. Oh, this is my old orc war boss on this boar, giant boar, man. Man, I was bad at painting, but hey, for a little kid, this is actually not bad. I would be quite impressed for a 10 years old kid for actually painting something like this. So yeah, there are also some goblins, some orcs, archer. This is going to be a very fun video. Hopefully in the future, when I'm ready to actually do this, we are going to have a lot of fun. I have to paint them in a good way, and I have to play with these miniatures. They deserve it. We are halfway through. Now, another great thing that I love about this hobby, back when I wanted to restart painting miniatures. Back in the day, I wanted to restart with Warhammer Fantasy, especially Bretonnians, because Bretonnians are something that I think are amazing still to this day. And if you go and watch my Instagram account, link down in the description, you will see that I have posted some games that I had with my Bretonnians recently in Age of Sigmar. This is how much I love Bretonnians. They are one of the greatest faction, and I can't wait to see them in Old War and again in Age of Sigmar, because I am really convinced that they are going to be into Age of Sigmar, because Games Workshop want to make money. And what's the best way to make more money? To have miniatures for a specific type of game that you can also use into your main title, which is Age of Sigmar for the fantasy side. So we are going to have Age of Sigmar Bretonnians, trust me, can't wait to see them. But anyway, let's start with the Bretonnians. Now, there isn't a lot of stuff for the Bretonnians, mainly because I am really enjoying painting them. So, like the Imperial Guard, there are not many boxes. For example, we have Lewin Leoncoeur, King of Bretonnia. The only problem with this set is that I don't have the Lewin's head. I only have the generic knight's head, which is not a problem. I mean, he's still cool. I wouldn't have used his original head, but anyway, if I manage to find this set again with the Lewin Leoncoeur head, I will definitely repaint this. Then I have a set of Bretonnian Pegasus Knights. There are 3 of them inside here, and also they are freaking cool. This is another project that I can't wait to actually paint. Then we have some Grail Knights, 5 Grail Knights. This is a unit of 5 Grail Knights, which are knights that have been blessed by the lady by drinking the Holy Grail, and they are now basically superheroes that then they cannot be tainted by chaos. And also we have the prequel to the Grail Knight, which are the Bretonnian questing knights, which are knights that have decided to go onto a quest in order to be in order to have the chance to actually drink from the Grail. And then, this is the greatest miniature of all, the old Lewin Leoncoeur, King of Bretonnia, which this is from the 3rd edition of Warhammer Fantasy, if I remember correctly, but it's very old. This is also a very, very cool model, with some weight problems, because I remember that the problem with this model was that since the giant griffin, the giant monster under Lewin, is leaning forward and the entire miniature is made out of metal, more often than not, the miniature will tilt forward and just drop to the ground, basically. But hey, I'm going to use a very huge oval base for this, so I think that there are not going to be any problems. Then I have 2 boxes here of Bretonnians. This one is a shoebox, and inside there is a huge pile of old plastic Bretonnian knights. Some painted, some still on the sprues. This is something that I'm going to use when the battle tome for the Bretonnians is going to be it will be released, because I don't know how many knights I need. And then here we have some generic stuff for the Bretonnians. For example, we have some random shields, we have a lot of men-at-arms here in plastic and in metal. These are 3D printed Pegasus Knights that This were gifted to me by a friend, because he knows that I am in love with the Bretonnians. Then we have some squires here. A huge bag of Bretonnian archers. I am never going to use all these archers, but anyway, I have them. We have the Green Knight, more Bretonnians heroes, Bretonnians, knights on foot, a lot of different stuff, wings, more Bretonnian knights, more Bretonnian goddamn knights. I have so many knights that I have to paint. Most of them are in metal, some of them are in plastic. Anyway, they are all here. And when the new Codex Battle Tome is going to be released, I will be first in line to have an amazing Bretonnian army. Believe me, Bretonnians are going to be into Age of Sigmar. Then I have 2 very old Warhammer Fantasy box. These were sets that were sold as units that you can basically use in every army, I think, which were the Dogs of War for hire. There are so many sets out there. I have only 2 of them, and I really want to collect them. These are the Giants of Albion, which are the smallest giant that you can paint. They are smaller than the new trolls that you can buy from the Gloomspite kits. They are very, very small, but still they are technically giant. And also, these are the Al-Mukhtar's desert dogs, which are Arabian knights on white horses, which are cool. And I want to use them as my questing knights or grail knights in my Bretonnian army, but I don't know if I'm ever going to do that. But still, I have this beautiful models here for Warhammer Fantasy. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but still, I have them here. The Malign Sorcery Battle Magic expansion, and they are all in here. This is a box that I found in my Warhammer Games Workshop store, and I bought it. And all of the miniatures are still inside, and I don't know if they are legal to use actually in the new edition of Age of Sigmar, but still I have them. Then I have the Grimwatch from Beastgrave, and I have this set because I also have the intention for Age of Sigmar to paint an army of Flesh Eater Courts. I have this project in mind, and I also got this set, which again was a gift. I got it as a gift. So yeah, I have the Grimwatch here, and also I wanted to build a vampire, a vampire army. So I have a box of the Skeleton Warriors, and also this is a very old model, which are the Lamia Vampire from Warhammer Fantasy, and there is one on foot and one on horse, and they are cool. I just decided to buy them because they were this is not the original price. You may see $24.99. They were sold for much less. It was basically a steal, so I got them. I have Kragnos. I made an unboxing of Kragnos, and he's built to an extent. There are some bits inside this box still, because I want to paint him. Again, I am not in the mood yet, but I think that I'm going to paint him really soon because it's on my table and he's watching me. He's looking at me very angry, and I am scared, and so I think I'm going to paint him really soon. Then I have a Dark Elf Supreme Sorcerer, and I bought it back in the day because I wanted to use her as an enchantress or a damsel for my Bretonnian army. Then I realized that it was fucking stupid and I didn't do it. I bought a damsel from eBay. But I have this, and so I think that I'm going to paint her. And because I have this little project in which I want to paint some dark elves, again from Warlords of Erewhon or whatever generic fantasy tabletop war game that I can play them. So there she is. Then I have 2 sets of Empire Pistoliers in the white boxes, without the horses, because I didn't want to have Pistoliers actually for Age of Sigmar. I used these 2 boxes for the horses because I made a unit of 10 Rough Riders for my Cadians. I will put a photo here, but yeah, I just needed the horse and I bought this 2 sets, so I have the Pistoliers here. I don't know if I am ever going to use them, but maybe one day they will turn out to be useful for something. Then this is something that is for a ongoing project for my Gargant army. This is the Barbarian War Giant from Mirliton Fantasy Miniatures. This thing weighed like a ton. Just to let you understand, this is a huge giant completely made out of metal. These are pieces that are in metal that you have to glue together and pin. I want to use this as one of my Mega Gargant. This is an ongoing project and I also want to make a video about it. This was actually my very first giant that I bought from Mirliton. And it's quite cool. I have already painted one completely metal. It was really hard because it's again a giant model made out of metal that weighed like 2 million pounds, and it was a lot of fun. They are very pricey. They cost like 100 euros because they are again made out of metal, so they cost quite a lot, but hey, they are amazing models, so I have them and they are something that I am also going to paint, I hope, really soon. Then I have the Kings of War giant, again for my Gargant army, and a Mega Gargant for, again, Sons of Behemoth. A lot of giant miniatures here. I also have this that I thought it was very cool, which is meant to be used on Dungeons and Dragons, but I think that it can also be used in Age of Sigmar, which is the Epic Encounters Caverns of the Frost Giant. This is a Frost Giant from Dungeons and Dragons, but you can use it as a Mega Gargant, in my opinion. Then I have the old Citadel Woods. Why I have this? Because I need it for the Green Knight. The Green Knight with the old Battle Tome, free PDF rules. You can only use him if you want to use him as a Green Knight, and only with a wood, because he have to spawn near 3 inches of a sacred wood, which was this one, and I bought it, and it's a cool scenic anyway, so I'm going to use it in my games. Then I have the Beast of Chaos start collecting, and this was again a gift from a very special person, which is Eugene Maffioli, a really great friend of mine, which is one of the greatest illustrators that I could think of. I will leave the link of his Instagram down in the description if you want to check him out. Sorry, Eugene, this was a gift that you made a long time ago. I still haven't painted them. Because I really don't want to start a Beast of Chaos Age of Sigmar army, but anyway, Thank you very much. Sooner or later, I will paint them. Trust me. The old Megavrath Throne and Beowulf Vortex from Warhammer Fantasy Age of Sigmar. This was in the transition between Warhammer Fantasy and Age of Sigmar, I think. I bought this set not for the Megavrath Throne, but only for the Beowulf Vortex. The Megavrath Throne is still in there, which is one of the coolest scenic that I have ever seen. I can't wait to use it in one of my games. Now that I have a gaming table, I can paint something like this and use it. And yeah, it's a pretty cool model. Alright, last bit. We have almost finished. We are 80% of all the stuff that I have. These are just generic things that don't belong specifically to something that I just have because I thought that they were cool, and they are ongoing projects that I have in mind also for some videos. So let's just start with the Nightfolk from Northumbrian Tin Soldier. Now, I have already painted half of this set. There are still some miniatures inside, which is the Weasel warband. I still have 2 heroes and the entire Weasel warband. I just wanted to use this for my Barrows and Badgers games. This is almost completed, but I still have some miniatures here to paint. Then I have, this is cool, Imperial Morning Wolves for Warzone. These are freaking amazing. Just look at them. These are female warriors from basically the alternative to Warhammer 40k. Back in the day, this was like Warhammer 40k, but even more ridiculous and grimdark and stupid and deranged and whatever. And this is an example. These are all women's barbarians fighting in a dystopian future, and they are freaking cool. Maybe I'm going to use them for Stargrave, or whatever kind of sci-fi game with a warband of crazy women wielding like giants guns and broadswords and chains and stuff like that. Cool set, really cool set. Then I have Miniatures Dungeons, the new dungeon. Miniatures and Game Supplement by Raul Partha. This is amazing. I bought this for a huge price, as you see, 100 euros. And these are all the miniatures inside. I haven't painted them yet. This is something that was created for Dungeons and Dragons back in the day, and these miniatures are amazing. I especially love this wizard here. He is cool. But all of these models are all of these models are amazing. They are just there waiting to be painted because I want to use them for my Dungeons and Dragons games, but I still have to create the characters for these little models. When I will be inspired to create a character that would fit the miniatures inside here, I would paint them. Then, speaking of Warzone, this is a huge box of blisters. Now, what was this? Recently, well, not very recently, but you know that we had the chance to buy miniatures from Warhammer Conquest, which was a numbers of like 80 issues in which there was a little booklet, some miniatures, sometimes paints and brushes. This was the same thing here in Italy back in the 90s or early 2000s. Basically, we have every month a new issue with a new miniatures every time from both Warzone and Chronopia, which was the Warhammer Fantasy alternative back in the day. This is a elf archer leader. There is a agent. Okay, this is from Warzone, Agent Nick Michaels, Blood Desert Captain. I mean, this is a huge pile of blisters. Back at the day, this was actually my very first encounter with the hobby back at the day, in which my cousin showed me some miniatures that were from Warzone and Chronopia and also Warhammer, etc. This was the first encounter for me into the miniature gaming hobby when I was a little kids. Alright, then random generic miniatures here. All right, let's start with this. These are the old unavailable slaves from Warhammer 40k. These were Dark Elves slaves, which are a Eldar and a Sister of Battle. Why I have them? Because I found them on eBay for basically nothing, and I decided to buy them, and I wanted also to use them for a kind of a diorama / conversion of a warlord of some kinds. I don't know, but I have them here, and yeah, quite horrible miniatures in my opinion, if you really want to know what I think about them. But hey, they were sold for nothing, so I decided to buy them. Now I have also the exclusive figure. If you buy the Warlords of Era 1 rulebook, which is a necromancer, I just got this because I bought the book. I wasn't really interested in him. Then I have the old Morathi on the Winged Dark Horse, whatever it was called back in the day. But anyway, I have the old Morathi, the topless one, here with me, which I think is a very cool model. Then I have a Grimskull Greater Good Resting Sniper. I don't know if I can show it, but anyway, it's not going to be very visible. This is a Peanut Tau warrior, female Tau warrior, of course. I thought that this was a very cool miniature. It was made in Ukraine, and it's a beautiful model in my opinion. I love pinups, especially this kind of pinups, and I decided to buy it, even though I have no intention into painting a Tau army for the moment. Then we have, alright, this is a little box from Klukva Miniature, which is a Russian miniature manufacturer, and there are some cool things here. For example, I have Goblin Slayer, I have some Berserk miniatures, and there are also the 3 Pillar Men from the Emperor have a text-to-speech device. This company manufactured the 3 Pillar Men from the series, which are amazingly cool. Right, what do we have here? Alright, these are 4 miniatures. 2 of them I cannot show you, but these 2 I can, which are a miniature of a generic mage, female mage with a staff, and also miniature of Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil. The other 2 miniatures that I cannot show you are the same models, but in a more undressed version, more revealing version, let's just say. I bought them from Brother Vinny on Etsy. You can still buy from them, and they have some very cool model. Go check them out if you want. Now we go into the historical kind of miniatures. Alright, here, for example, in this little box, we have a group of miniatures from the old Napoleonic Ottoman Empire. I have them here because this is a unit that I decided to buy in order to be played for the Silver Bayonet, which is an amazing game, and I wanted some Arabian, Albanian, Ottoman Empire soldier from the Napoleonic Wars. They are very, very great sculpt, very great miniatures, and also for the Silver Bayonet, but not only, because I also want to create this to make an army for Black Powder. These are Shako 64, the Thousands of Garibaldi, which is one of the greatest hero of the Italian history. And I have some miniatures here that are amazing. For example, we have Sicily Brigands here. We have some Garibaldini in sack coat with Bersaglieri hat. These are all soldiers from post-Napoleonic War era, and these are amazing command and great coat. This is something that I want to use again for Silver Bayonet. But I also want to make an army for black powder. This is cool. This is, for example, there he is, the great hero Garibaldi on foot, and also Bixio on foot. Love these models, love these miniatures. And this is a little project. These are also miniatures that I am planning to paint for a special video regarding Italian history. And then for the silver bayonet, from North Star, military figure and Osprey game, I have all the war bands for the silver bayonet. This is the British unit. There he is. The Austrian units. The French units. These are all new in the box. These are Russian units. There they are. And we also have the Spanish and Prussian units. There they are. These are all warbands for the silver bayonets. The British one is my favorite, in absolute. I bought them because I think that the Silver Bayonets is a great game. Go check it out. I also show the Silver Bayonet, speaking about the war games for the best war games for beginners, part 3 or 2. Go check it out. I've talked about the Silver Bayonet. It is a great skirmish game, in my opinion, and you should definitely go and check it out. Then for the historical, which is not going to be an historical at all when I'm painting this, I have 3 little 1 in 72 scale model of World War I and Modern War little model kit. For example, this KFZ13, the TK3. These are all small little models, and also I have a T55A tank. Why I have this? Because I want to use them for Gasland. This is the reason why I have these little models here. I want to use them and convert them for Gasland because the scale is exactly 1 in 72 for the toy cars. There's a little plastic kits that I want to use for that game, which is also another great game. Go check it out. Then we are in the final, we are finishing this endless video. Now these are blisters that I have bought from North Star game. A skeleton warband, again for the vampire army that I had in mind to build before. Fomorier warband for the silver bayonet. A undead champion for the vampires army, undead army, and also evil priestess for the silver bayonet. I bought this 4 blisters from North Star military figures. And now we are in the final part of my backlog, my pile of shame. And this is something that made me restart miniature painting by not actually painting but building, because you may have noticed that behind me there are a lot of mangas and Japanese comic books, because I love Japan, I love the pop culture from Japan, and I especially love giant robots and mechas. So here I have a pile of Gunplas. Gunplas are plastic model kits in different scales that are meant to build action figure of giant mechas, specifically Gundams, but not only Gundams. For example, here we have Mazinger Z, great, it's upside down, great Mazinger. What else we have? Oh, for example, this, which is the Eva 01 from Evangelion. The cool thing about this model kit is that now here we have the modern Great Mazinger and the black version limited edition Mazinger Z. The cool thing about this model kits is that they are already pre-painted. Well, not technically pre-painted, these are colored plastic sprues. The only thing that you have to do is just build them without glue. They are snap fit, and they are also you can move their arms and their legs. They are little action figures that you can have in your collection that are also a lot of fun to build, and there are a lot of them, like tons of them. And I'm also thinking to make a video about Gunplas, because I think that they are perfect for those of you that want to start miniatures and modeling in general with little figurines. And I think that with Gunplas you have a great starting point, because they are just giant robots that you can just build without using any glue. You just need a pair of pliers and maybe a little bit of a files in order to clean the little plastic pieces from the sprues. And I think that they are great. But anyway, I'm about to make a video about them in the future, so you may also be interested in this. This is Cybuster, which is a robot from the Super Robot Wars video game series. Then I have the oh my god, Neo Japan Model Fighter, which is another gun. Then this is Neo American Mobile Fighter. This is the Neo Hong Kong Mobile Fighter, again another Gunpla. This is Aura Butler Dumbine. This is a anime series that was great. This is the only robot that they have done as a Gunpla. This is an amazing robot. Also here I have some special edition Gunplas that you can only buy at the Gundam Front Tokyo, which is the official Gunpla store in Tokyo, and it is like a huge store, which is beautiful. There are a lot of stuff, and these are exclusive. For example, this is the Unicorn Gundam Gold Coating, which you can buy only there. There is also the Gundam Base Limited Unicorn Gundam Perfectibility Destroy Mode. What a fucking name is that? Oh, I also have the Neo Japan Mobile Fighter from the series from before. Oh my god, here is everything is falling apart. And the last one is the Gundam Sandrock Custom EW Endless Waltz Gundam Wing from Gundam Wings. This is a set that I bought from a friend that is also a huge Gunpla fan, but he stopped building them because it was too hard for him to just keep going building Gunplas. So he sold some stuff, and that little Gunpla, he sold it to me. Alright, my friend, this is my entire pile of shame. Let me just change camera angle so that I can just say goodbye to you, and I'm just going to finish this video very quick. Whew! Alright, all the boxes are here, and I still feel a lot of shame. More than an opportunity. But anyway, let's just go to the hobby table and change camera frame so that I can give you my final consideration of this pile of shame, pile of opportunity, 1,000 subscriber special. Let's go. So, what have I learned while just looking at my giant pile of boxes and plastic miniatures? That, as I said a moment before, I still feel ashamed about it. And the question is, am I ever going to be able to paint all of these miniatures and build all of these model kits? Well, yes, I'll be able to do this, because in the end, it's not the amount of miniatures in the project that you have. The important thing is that, in my opinion, that you just have fun. Now I understand why a lot of people call it a pile of opportunities, because with all of these miniatures that will stay with you, and in this case the miniatures that I showed you here stay with me, they will stay with me for a long period of time, in which I will still improve myself, in which I will have new ideas on what to do, what to paint, what to build, what kind of project I would like to create. It's going to be a long journey, like this hobby is. This hobby is a huge, giant, long and beautiful journey. And the important thing is to have fun and do what you love. And I love doing this. I love painting miniatures. I love building gunplas. I love doing this hobby. And I love doing stuff here on YouTube. Reaching 1,000 subscribers is something that I am extremely grateful, and it is a huge achievement for me. A small one for a lot of people, but still a huge one for me. And I can only say thank you very much. And I hope you will stay here with me, and I have a lot of videos and a lot of things that I would like to do here on the channel, and I hope you will stay here with me and just have fun all together. And I also hope that I am able to help you in improve your hobby and to just have fun. Remember, fun. I didn't even count all of the miniatures because I think it's pointless in my opinion. It's just a giant number, and I didn't really want to go through the struggle of just counting every single miniatures and model kit that I have here. It's just too much work for a number that I will just forget in about like the next day. So I don't even think it's useful. It's just a number that will fluctuate going up and going down. There's no reason to it, and also it will bring me a lot of depression because after that I will just keep counting in my mind how many monies I have spent onto all of this stuff. But yet again, as I said, this is just something that is bringing me a lot of fun and a lot of love for this hobby, and I will keep doing this. So my friends, thank you very much. This was the 1,000 subscriber special. I don't know, this video is going to be like an hour long, 20 minutes long, 30 minutes long, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be split into 2 parts, who knows? But anyway, whatever whatever you have seen, I thank you again. And this is the end. I am Cory. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. Leave a like if you like this video. Let me know down in the comment what you think about my pile of opportunities, or pile of shame, depends what is your point of view. And if you want to ask me where I bought some miniatures, the website, etc., again, ask me down in the comment. I will try to answer all of your questions. I'm sorry if I will not able to answer everything, but anyway, I will try. And again, down in the description you will find a link to my coffee if you want to support me, even though you don't have to, but if you want, I will be grateful. And also there is my Instagram, so if you want to follow me there, again, I will be thankful a second time. So my friends, I am Cory, and I hope to see you the next time. Ciao ciao.